Hey guys, my name is Devin, this is Spiritual Guitar, and today we are learning Guacamayo by Danit. I really love this song. There's a lot to it, quite a few different parts, so we're going to take this one slowly and we're going to learn it together. I have the song up on YouTube, just on my computer back here, so I'm going to press play. We're going to play through it together and go section by section. First, we're going to break down the left-hand chord shapes of each section, and then we're going to introduce the right-hand finger-picking pattern all the way at the end. So I'm just going to hit play here, and we're going to play through it and see what we've got. Alright, so let's just call that the first verse, section 1, and there's quite a few different chords here. So just starting with our left-hand chord shapes, we have our A minor chord, and our capo is on the 4th fret, by the way, capo 4th fret. We have our A minor chord, basic A minor chord shape, and then we move into an F major 7 chord variation, which in this case, we're just going to lift up our second finger and our first finger from our A minor chord, leave our third finger down where it was in place in the A minor chord. This is our anchor point. We use these when we're transitioning between chords so that our hands aren't coming off the neck fully and we're not losing our place. We try to keep at least one finger down where we can so that we stay familiar with where our hand is on the neck, and it makes transitioning chords a little easier. So we're in our A minor chord shape, lift up our second and first finger, and just place our first finger down on this low F note, which let's just call this the 1st fret. Technically this is the 5th fret because we have our capo on 4, but we're just going to pretend that the capo is now the beginning of the neck. So this is now 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. So put your first finger down on this low E string, which is on the 1st fret, your F note, and this is going to now be your F major 7 chord variation. We're not going to play the 5th string and the 4th string because we're not putting our fingers down on those notes. This chord would sound like this. Very pretty F major 7 chord. However, we're not using our 4th or our 2nd finger. We're just using our 1st finger, which is on the low E string, and we're playing the first 3 strings. So let's just go back from our A minor chord. And when I'm plucking with my right hand, I'm just plucking my thumb on the bass note, and then my index is on the 3rd G string, my 2nd finger is on the B string, and my 3rd finger is on the E string. This is just to get familiar with the chords. You can also strum them. We have our A minor chord to our F major 7 variation. Lift everything up, and we're going to shift our fingers over to our G chord position. However, we're just going to use our 3rd finger on this low G note on the 3rd fret, 6th string. We're not going to place our finger on the 2nd fret on this B note, which means we're not going to play it because it wouldn't be part of the chord. And we're putting our pinky down on this high G octave on the 3rd fret. So our 3 chords so far: A minor chord, F major 7 chord variation, G chord. Now, she does 2 different turnarounds here. We're either going to go to an F major, to an A minor, or from our G, we're going to go to an E minor, hey. So I struggle with the Danit lyrics, to be honest. I'm just going to hum the notes. She's like way more challenging to sing than I anticipated, and I'm still a young voice singer, so I'm going to spare you guys. but let's just play through the chords in this first verse. We have our A minor chord to our F major 7 variation, to our G, to an F major chord, to an A minor chord. Now the second time through, we play A minor to the F major chord variation, to the G, to an E minor chord, to an A minor. I'll just strum those. All right, let's move on to the next part. So this binta 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 moving, we're just going back and forth from a G major chord to an E minor chord. So let's introduce the right hand finger picking pattern in this section as well, because we're just going back and forth between two simple chords. It's the same G as in the verse, same E minor as in the verse. Now, over to our right hand. It's a bit of a tricky pattern, I'm not going to lie. So it's going to start with your M, A, and your thumb all picking at the same time. So I'm going P, M, A, I, P, M, A, P, P, M, A, I, P, M, A, P, P, M, A, I, P, M, A. So let's just practice doing PMA. So this is your P, your thumb, on the 6th string. It's going to be on your bass note, your root note. So when we move into an A minor chord, and your bass note is now the 5th string, the A string, your thumb's going to be on the A string. But it's always going to play the lowest note of the chord. So on our G chord, that's going to be the 6th string on this G note. Your M and your A are always going to be middle finger on the 2nd string on your B string, and your ring finger on the 1st string, the E string. And yeah, there are going to be some times where just your MA hit and just your thumb hit. But just in the beginning, to get this pattern down, let's just go P, M, A, I. Your index is on the G string, the 3rd string. P, M, A, I. We're basically going back and forth between these two, your M and A and your I. I'm just moving from the G chord to the E minor. Now we're adding the second part of this pattern, which is your thumb is going to be an 8th note, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. So your thumb is playing now an 8th note, a smaller beat, just before that one. 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Now we're just speeding up. So I'll start it really slow and I'm just going to speed it up as I'm playing. So as I play this, I'm realizing, as I play my M and my A for the second time, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm counting when I strike my M and my A here. 1, 2. On the second time, I don't play it with my thumb. So the first time is with my thumb, then my index. Then the second time I play M and A, I don't use my thumb. And then I do my thumb on that shorter note, and 1, and 1, 2, 3, 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 and 1, 2. Now, final part of this pattern, we are going to alternate our thumb on the bass notes. Sometimes. Some chords she doesn't. Some chords, like the F major 7, she just stays. But then when she goes to this G to the E minor, she's actually going... Sounds more complicated than it is, I promise. Let's break it down slow, and in just a week or two, depending on where you are, maybe a little bit longer, start slow, start steady, use a metronome, you'll get there in no time. So, let's start over with this pattern. P, M, A, I, M, A, P, P, M, A, I, M, A, P. Now, for this next P, M, A, we're going to move our thumb down to the next bass note, which is going to be our D. So we're basically and 1, and 1, and 1. We're playing that end, that shorter eighth note, with the low bass note. Keep your M and A ready, prepped and ready on their respective strings. And 1, and 1. I just switched over to the E minor chord, but your thumb does the same thing. I'm just gonna play them one at a time. And now, the final tricky part is you're going to alternate when you alternate your bass note. Meaning, the first time, you're just going to play only on this 6th string. And the second time, you're going to alternate. So very slowly. Your and, that shorter eighth note, is always with the bass note. Meaning you're not going to go. You're not going to do that. You're always doing the and, like that intro into the phrase. And it's bouncy, right? Like she plays it, it's got some swing to it. Let's just play the verse, the beginning part, one time through using the correct right-hand finger picking pattern. So it's going to be the same thing, but we're moving our P, because we're in our A minor chord shape, we're moving our P, our thumb, down to this fifth string, because this is now the lowest note, the lowest string in the chord. We're not playing this sixth string. So it's going to be the exact same thing. One thing to say, this is a tricky song. There's a lot of little subtle things that she does that give her song so much character and so much feel that I want to cover in here and I want to point out to you. So in this A minor chord, she's actually focusing and emphasizing on the E note. It's actually the fifth of the chord. It's this E. So it's the fourth string. Your second finger is down here on the second string, on the second fret, fourth string. So she actually is always with the A minor chord. I think always. Sometimes I play it a little differently. She does the and in, like that and one. So her one is always actually on this fourth string. It's not on the fifth string. She just uses this fifth string for the and in, like. In the F major 7 variation, she only puts her thumb on the sixth string. On the G, she alternates her thumb. Alternates. Cool. That gets confusing. I've written the tabs out for this already, and I've specifically alternated the thumb when it's supposed to be and not alternated it when it's not supposed to be. So it gets a little confusing, but if you reference the sheet music and the tabs, it's very clearly spelled out for you there, so you can practice it there. Those are available on my Patreon, so I'll link that below. Make sure you check that out. I have other video lessons and other tabs and sheet music there, including this Guacamayo full sheet music and tabs. Okay, I think we're just going to go back into the verse, so I'm just going to play along with it. And you can use your ears and hear how I'm doing the right-hand finger picking pattern. Let's turn this up a bit. So there's a little bass kind of solo that's going to lead us into the chorus, and it's just really walking the bass down from the C minor to not even sure what we'll call this right now. We'll just call it a B in the bass to an A minor chord. Let's play that one more time and make sure that's right. I think that's going to do it. Yeah, so the way that I would play that, let's see if we can play that slowly. Okay, yeah, that's definitely it. So I'm just alternating my thumb, really. The melody, bum, 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 bum. That's the important part, right? That's the solo. And then you just fill in notes. All right, let's keep going. Guacamayo, hey, hey, hey. Okay, so the chorus, easiest part of the song, best part of the song, we're just going from an A minor chord to a C. Guacamayo, oh guacamayo, hey, 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 porroso guacamayo, hey, hey. Guacamayo, A minor, mayo, C, 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 porroso, C, A minor, hey, hey. Right? And we're just going to use that same finger picking pattern. Guacamayo, guacamayo, ay, 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 pororoso guacamayo, ay, ay, guacamayo, guacamayo, ay, 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 pororoso guacamayo, ay. And then we go into my favorite part of the song. I think we got one more chorus. Mayo, ay, 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 pororoso guacamayo, ay, ay. I love that part. I love these chords. I love how they're just ascending. Sort of So we're going to start with an E minor chord. So from our E minor chord, we go to our B major 7 with an F sharp on the bass. Second finger is going to be on the 2nd fret, 6th string. Your third finger is going to be right below it, 2nd fret, 5th string. First finger is going to be 1st fret, 4th string, and then your pinky tucks below everything, 2nd fret, 3rd string. It's a tricky chord, but it's a good one, and it's worth playing. So our E minor chord, to a B major 7, F sharp on the bass, to a G chord. We are going to play the G in the standard G chord shape this time. So that's going to be including your 2nd finger on this 2nd fret, 5th string on the B note, A minor. So one more time, E minor, B major 7, F sharp on the bass, G, A minor. I'm only playing the lower strings on these. I'm not playing the high E string. And when I play along with Danit, in this song, I'm arpeggiating the chords. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey. I just love this song. Sorry. So, as we arpeggiate, we are using our P, I, M, A. And we're just going up and down. Just practice that at first. This is like, it's a simple sounding arpeggio because we're just going up and down and up and down. But it takes a lot of control and a lot of slow movement to get this right. You don't want to rush through it and not have even spaces between each note. I couldn't even play it that way, actually. I couldn't play it wrong because I've practiced it so much with the metronome. But you want to make sure you practice it slowly. Leave even spaces between the notes. You do this using a metronome typically. You can get an app on your phone, or you can buy an actual metronome from a music store or online. There's a bit of a tricky move because we're moving our right hand from that G chord to the A minor. We have everything on the lower strings, and then when we move to the A minor chord, we're going to take all of our fingers on the right hand and shift them up. While you're playing this quickly, that's not an easy thing to do. So you want to take that transition between those two chords and play that very slowly as well. So just play through these chords going up and down until you're very comfortable, and then we're going to add in one little part at the end of each chord that's going to lead them into the next chord a little better. That part is we're going to go thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. So we're adding P-I, thumb, index at the end. It's almost like you're starting the pattern again, but you're not. You're only playing the first two notes. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. P-I, P. P-I, P. And then to come out of it, you just play the A minor a few times. Ya, ya, to C, to A minor. And then you're right back to the chorus. All right, let's play that with Danit. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Hey, poroso guacamayo, hey. Awesome. And that's going to take us out through the end of the song. That should cover everything. Like I said, this is a tricky one, so don't beat yourself up. This is very challenging for you, especially once I got this down on guitar, I started to try to sing, and Danit's melody and the lyrics that she does, she's like a wizard or a witch or something that she does, because it's really challenging for me, but it gives me a lot to practice, and it just sounds so good. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you practice this well. Reach out to me with any questions. Remember, I have a Patreon page as well with more video lessons, and I have all the tabs and sheet music to this lesson there, so I'll link that below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Devin. This is Spiritual Guitar.